been the drunkest few weekends that I've had in a while. I'm just saying that out loud. But
Oh,
thank you guys for tuning into the Guy Legal Podcast with your host here, Big Mo, and me, Platinum Cash. Uh, we got a really great show tonight on this great summer 80-degree day up here in the Pacific Northwest. We're going to talk about some drafts, some trades, some new deals. It is definitely summertime out here. Like I said, it was about 90 today. Some other people back over in the east, in the Midwest, had a heat wave. It was in the hundreds. That's a different kind of weather right there because you got the humidity and everything. I don't miss it. I do not miss it at all.
but before we jump into it, I got something I need to say.
Uh-oh. Do I need to put a disclaimer up?
Chat, our freaking music worked for the first time in
Oh,
four
wow.
months. Hell to the yeah, baby.
I had,
It worked for the first time in 4 months.
you want to know the crazy part is my computer was completely froze, so I had to restart the whole thing. And I think that's what the problem was. I hadn't started my computer in like 3 months. So I
That
restarted it and everything worked. Like I got on here, I was like, oh wow.
that's
And I
why it didn't
almost
work.
forgot because I was like running out of time. I was like, dang, what time is it? It's six
Bro,
thirty.
that's the first thing you're supposed to do, bro. It's always reboot at least
Hey,
once a week. At least once a week, bro.
I'd just be tired of having to restart it. Just be like,
At least.
hop on, do. I honestly don't be touching this thing for every Sunday, which is horrible. Which is very, very horrible. I need to get on
Yeah,
here and get a lot of stuff. I ain't even watched the stuff I need to
yeah.
watch.
You know what?
I'm gonna binge. I'm gonna binge watch myself.
The best time to watch
Is
yourself,
that conceited?
like
You
again, when you're
binge
in the
watch
car,
yourself?
bro, best time to do it.
Just
I'm telling
well,
you.
then I'm listening. Just only. Okay.
But it's the best thing. You don't have to watch yourself. Just listen to it sometimes. Like most of the times when I'm driving to hoops, bro, that's what I'm doing. I'm sitting back. I'm just
Who we
listening.
got? Who I got walking in back here? Somebody.
Some 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 of it's funny, so it's pretty damn funny to watch it though.
What? Yeah.
Uh oh. But yeah, it's pretty funny, man. How was your week, man?
Yeah, it was an interesting week. Oh wait, hey, let's start it out like this. I had another injury, so I don't even know how I got it, man. Like I don't know if it was I just woke up weird. My back, my neck. I was like the song, my neck, my back. I couldn't even do nothing. No joke. I even had to call off practice. That's how crazy it was. I was like, no, man, I ain't making it out there. No way. And then
did
I finally got a massage today, which was 100% great.
did you
But
sneeze? Did you
no, it
sneeze?
wasn't from a sneeze. It honestly felt like I did like a back bend flip out of my bed, like I was 8 years old again. But I didn't do that. At least I don't remember. And it all happened after the show last Sunday. So yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
So yeah. So that's how I started the week off. We finished up our basketball for the high school. Um, I think it was a semi-productive summer for the high school time. I think
Yeah,
it could have been a lot better. I think we could have had a lot more kids hold each other accountable, um, and understand priorities. I guess.
I agree. I think that's a accountability is a big thing. Um, I think the kids that actually showed up got better.
I agree.
In particular, the ones that I really wanted to see get better. I think some of them really took a big leap. When you talk about priorities and things like that, I just want to I want to talk on a topic, and then I'll talk about my week. But um, you know, kids working. I'm all for it. I want to call that out. Like I love that kids are all about getting jobs and working and being productive. Because I do think it does teach them, how to be a little bit more responsible,
Hmm.
and they're not just going out, doing nothing. Um,
I agree.
however,
I agree.
I do want to call out like I'm all for kids working, but I think you still should be a kid. I think about myself sometimes, and I'm not gonna necessarily say it's regrets or anything like that I had growing up, but there was moments where you should always continue to be a kid, regardless of if you're working or not, right? And
Yeah.
I thought some of my athletes this summer chose work over sports. And I think it's going to come back and hunt them, right? Well, we're not in season. You're right. We're not in season, but I do want to call out that while you're working,
Someone else
you're
your spot.
someone else is getting better, right? And again, like if you're working the right way, I guarantee you, companies understand when you're a student athlete. They love student athletes. I bagged groceries growing up as a kid. I was a bag boy. First I worked at KFC. I want to call it out for all of 7 hours, and then I retired. So never been back there, and it's so funny because I think it took me another 15 years before I decided to eat KFC again
Oh wow.
after
Man, what they do
working
to
there.
you? What they do to you over there?
So first of all, that's just slavery. I want to call that out. So my very first day working, I want to call out that I went, I interviewed. This was crazy, bro. I interviewed, got the job the same day. They said
I believe that.
when can you start?
That's what they said to me.
I said, when y'all want me to start? They said, can you start today? I said, absolutely.
Oh, I was like, oh no.
I ain't had nothing else to do that day.
I
So I
bet-
was like, all right, you know what I mean? So I started, bro. The dude called in that was supposed to train me.
on the
So
fries.
nah, bro, I'm
Oh,
back there cooking chicken, man.
okay.
So I done
You know
burnt
the
chicken,
recipe then.
bro. I burnt chicken. I screwed it up back there, bro. But after about 6 hours, they was like, "You want to take lunch?" I said, "Yeah."
6 hours
It was probably about 6 hours,
on the
bro.
day
This
you weren't even planning on working.
on a day I wasn't even supposed to work, bro. So I'm thinking I was only gonna work a couple hours. You know what I mean? Interviews early that morning. I'm only gonna work a couple hours,
Yeah, no, they don't be
bro.
joking
Bro, I
around
had
like
the
that.
lunch. I had the lunch rush, and then they wanted me to take lunch right before the dinner rush. So I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna take lunch." They said, "Well, you get a free meal if you want to stay here and eat lunch." I said, "Nah, I'm gonna go for a walk." I went for a walk, bro. I ain't go back. I ain't
oh,
go. I don't.
you
I don't,
you
I
said
don't
six
even know if I
hours.
got paid.
Okay, you weren't even there for 6 days. You 6 hours.
That's it, bro.
Wow.
That's it. That was the end of my career. Then I got a job.
Hey,
Then I
fast
then I
forward
got a
it
job.
ruined you.
Stock boy, bad boy, best job in the world. The guy that ran the grocery store, best guy in the world. Like if I told him I had football, guess what he did? He was like, "All right, let me know when you can work." Right, every week he would. Back then we didn't have phones and stuff,
Mhm.
but he would call me. He would call the house. He was like, "Hey, what's your schedule this week?" I'm doing the schedule, and this was every single Sunday. He would call, right? And I don't think companies do that no more. Like I know they everything is electronic, based on availability and stuff.
Yeah.
But I do think kids needs to enjoy being a kid, like because there's going to be a moment in time you go in the work world, and I'm gonna be honest with you, that's all you're gonna do. So that
Yeah.
that's my 2 cents there, man.
I mean, you got to figure out a work life balance, right? So
Yeah,
this is the best way to start it. Okay, I did the same thing. I started working when I was 14, working at McDonald's. Right, I was doing that and still playing basketball or playing football or playing whatever the sport it
yeah,
was that I was playing
yeah,
because they made it work around my schedule. But I
yeah,
also knew I can't get in 30 hours a week
yeah, yeah,
if I wanted to do the things I needed to do in school and play sports. So what that meant was, all right, I'm gonna get probably 15 to 20 hours,
yeah,
and I'm gonna have to work a Friday night or maybe a Saturday, right? So sometimes you got to give up some stuff. You got to sacrifice things if you want to get things.
yeah.
And a
That's
lot of
true.
kids these days don't want to sacrifice,
That's
right?
true.
And like I was telling you the other day, all these kids just have that assumption, right? What other kids are gonna play? Look who we
Yeah,
got. Who else he gonna put in? He ain't got no choice,
yeah,
right? So that's you get that mentality. Like I said, if these same kids were in a 6A school, they wouldn't be playing most of them,
yeah.
right?
No, no,
So
that's
they
true.
would they would be looking at it like, dang man, I can't even get on the court. So why would you still not put that same work in, thinking like I'm not doing at that 6A school trying to play
Yeah,
out of a 4A?
yeah. No, some of them talk. Like I think a couple kids that did get jobs that decided not to do nothing this summer. Like I think I'm more disappointed in them. than I am a lot of kids because one of them I was really hoping to get some varsity minutes this summer.
Yeah.
Just to kind of really gauge him, right? He's a shooter, but he's little and can't do much. But I wasn't able to, so it kind of sucks for that kid because now next year you're going into your junior year and you expect right me to put you where you want to be at, but it's just not going to happen, right? So it kind of sucks, but for the ones that was there, they got better. And that's really what I really push for, and I really love to see that. I really love to see that they got better. So I thought that was awesome. Uh, man, in terms of my week, guys, my week was good, man. I can't complain. I went and got my yearly physical. Right, I always go and have a conversation with my doctor.
That's a
Um,
positive
and
thing, especially for
yeah,
black men. Make
yeah,
sure you guys go get checked out.
yeah, that's important, man. And I thought this year, so a lot has happened in the last year. First of all, once you turn 40, they ain't lying. Your ass get old, your body hurts. Uh,
I
so
just
I
told
so
you I got hurt.
so so I did. I need to chat with my doctor on a couple different things, right? Like my energy level felt low, stuff like that. Like as I just because I always gauge my energy level. For those who don't know me, I usually wake up early, naturally, no alarm clock. But then over the last couple weeks, I did not want to get up, right? Like I'll wake up, but then I'm like I'm going back to sleep.
Right.
So I was sleeping in. So like we did a couple of tests. And like I've always had low testosterone levels. I want to call it out. Like I've never really
So now
had
you about to
high.
be in that commercial with them
I
dudes.
feel like I need to be in that damn commercial, bro. I'm still within range. No, I'm still within range after he did the test. But I'm low, bro, and I think that's making me panic a little bit because it's like, like I'm doing so much, my body's always moving, right? Energy, 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 and I'm like, dang, no wonder why I'm tired.
Well,
So,
yeah. Well, hey,
so
at some point your body gonna make you sit down. That's what my mom always tell me. Well, you better sit down
yeah,
somewhere. If not, your body gonna make you. And so, like a
yeah.
lot of times, that's why she'd be like, "See, that's why you got hurt.
Hmm.
You was doing too much."
Yeah, so my levels was low, or they're low now. So I had to find a way to bring that stuff back up. But I got a little chill period right now. Which is good, right? Like, so I think that's really good for me health wise. So super happy about that. But then yesterday, I thought it was awesome. The wives, they booked a D. Ray Davis
Like you
comedy
said,
show.
3 weeks in advance.
And they did. They booked this thing like weeks out, right? Because I think they realize how busy we are with sports in general. And let me tell you, people, if you get the chance to go see D. Ray Davis, I will highly recommend that. Um,
Who was the opener? Who's my guy that opened up?
I don't know his
Both of them.
name,
Whoever you got to see them both. That
but
was great.
he seemed to open up for D. Ray all the time from what I learned yesterday. Absolutely phenomenal show. Like I give him an A plus on that. Absolutely phenomenal show. Like and D Ray seems to be one of them people you have to be there to witness it. Like you can't really take his jokes and go back and talk about it
Yeah.
because it's not the same.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was awesome because I watched this dude in movies and whatnot, and I thought it was funny. But it seems like all of the black comics and stuff, or all of the black actors, lots of them come from comedy, and I thought
Uh-huh.
it was awesome. Like
Yeah.
him telling his story, but just he's just a overall funny guy, man.
Yeah. Like I was saying, both of those guys, man, hilarious. The first guy coming out, what is he? The Polish white guy or whatever? I don't know the
Yeah,
name. Um, but he come out, you think, and he's like, "Yeah, I bet you I thought I was gonna come out here and come out with some whack jokes, right?" And so he was like, "Man, this dude is about to be sorry." But then he just came in and just killed it. I mean, everything he said was hilarious, on point. Like, yeah, that makes sense, man. Yeah, okay.
yeah,
And the punchlines and the different things, on both parts of theirs, and just originality on a lot of it. Like not stuff you
yeah.
ever heard before. A lot of it, I like how they play off the audience. Always, I try to get myself in there. So I like to be part. I like to be part of the comedy. A lot of the times, the wife don't like it, but it happens. So that's I love comedy shows, man. That's the best thing.
Yeah.
Laughter is the best. What do you say? Racism or funny or racism has no or funny has no racism or something like that.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
similar to that.
There's no th
And that
that's
that
your
makes sense.
therapy. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
your
makes sense
therapy sometimes.
because
But
it's a diverse crowd, man. You got a lot of different people in there, a lot of different backgrounds, but everybody's
yeah,
laughing.
yeah, and no one's mad about it, right? Like unless you go to a comedy show and you one of
I
them
have been at
peoples,
one where
you're
someone
Karen,
did get
right?
mad.
There's always a Karen at a comedy show, but there wasn't any last night. I thought it was awesome
And
to
was it?
sit back and be able to laugh and enjoy the night, right?
Yeah.
So I thought that was really good. And shout out to my waitress
Oh,
who
no shout out. Oh man.
my bill was a little bit pricey for my doubles, but you know what? It was good. I
Yeah, the
love to
doubles were
have the
great there.
stiff one. I love to have the stiff. The fact that they filled up a whole glass for a double, I can work with that.
I like to
Them
shout out
places where I
Helium
get a little
for
bit.
actually serving my food. Appreciate it. That was great. Thank you guys. I don't know what it is. Every time I go out, a lot of the times, not every time, but I go out to eat and I never get to get my food. It's like people listen to what the hell I say, and then it's like, okay, we're just not gonna make his food.
I,
And this time I didn't even order it. He must have then I knew it was mine. Like, oh no, we ain't
I
gonna get his food. And
I
then I went
thought
up
it.
there 17 times, it felt like.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
But the
It was
place was
poor
cool. The
service.
place was cool, but yeah.
Not helium people.
No, not helium.
We tried to go out and eat before the comedy show.
The Wicked
Um,
Pizza or Wicked Chow Wick. I
um,
don't know what it was called.
and let's just say that it was some very poor service. So I think that's not
But
good.
Big
We'll
Mo
just
said the food was good.
the
So
food was good.
I was anticipated as we ordered at the same time, and he had finished
Yeah,
their whole meal
the
while we
food was
sitting there.
good. The food was good. I mean, shout out to that cook because them wings that I was having, they were on point. And obviously, my wife ate all of her pizzas, so that tells me it was good too. Because if it wasn't good, she would
Don't put
not
all
have
my
eaten that
business out
pizza.
there, and it was only a slice.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I'm telling you, she wouldn't ate her pizza, man. So hey, shout out to that on that one.
Yeah, but the place was a cool little setup. Like I said, I ain't never been to that location, and Tim Barrels was popping. It was off the chain. A lot of stuff going downtown Beaverton, Portland.
Yeah,
Well, I think Post Malone and Jelly Roll was in town, so I mean, a lot of people was out.
yeah. And you know what? I heard overall it was a good concert, but I did hear
I never even heard it
um
was coming
when
until I saw it on the news the night before.
when I saw the news. So I guess a lot of people missed the opening portion of it because security was not good getting people into the
Wow,
stadium. So
get
there
there
was
early.
thousands out there.
They was that lacking.
Apparently it was bad. I saw a lot of clips online and
Dang,
stuff
I would have
that
went
they
out there. They
waited.
could have paid me $40 an hour.
Yeah, yeah. So
See,
I thought
I'm
that was
missing out.
crazy. Yeah, yeah.
I need them dollars too. Like I was telling Mo earlier, I hope somebody mess up and accidentally put some money in my bank account.
that again, if the bank errors and chat join answer this call. If the bank accidentally put $1 million in your account, what would you do? Because I think we got mixed things, right? Platinum said that he gonna go spend it.
Well, I'm
Don't put
taking it out for sure. It's getting out of there. That money ain't staying
bro,
in there.
you going to
I'm
jail,
I'm
man.
turning it into gold or something. I'm burying that shit somewhere.
But you're going to jail.
Why? It ain't my fault.
It ain't your fault, but in the
Hey,
fine print, you
hey,
cannot take
if
money
there's an
that's
error
not
on their
yours.
part, that's their fault. If
Dez
you
just
drop a
said he's
dollar
spending it
and
too.
you go around the corner, somebody coming right behind you and pick it up, you think they're gonna be like, "Oh man, I need to go follow that dude and give him that dollar." No.
So you know what I'm gonna do? Again, I'm not spending it because I'm not gonna. I'm not built for jail. I just want to call it out.
Hey, and by the
Um,
way, bank, don't mess up and do it. Don't try to try me on this. Be
but
like, let's see what he does.
I'm gonna go try and take a loan out. Like I'm already sold on that. Like I'm gonna go take a
Here's
loan
the thing:
out, equal the
how
value.
long do you think you got before they realize that they put that $1 million? You ain't got time the next
Well,
morning to go get a loan.
Well, you know that one place. No. You know that one person in Louisiana. They put $1 billion in his account, and it took them 7 days before they realized the error
Whoa,
they
whoa, whoa,
made.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Yeah,
whoa!
yeah,
You
yeah.
said a
Uh huh.
billion,
$1 billion with the B, bro.
and he had a 7-day head start.
He actually had to call the bank to tell them.
Well, okay, I'm
Um.
calling it a billion, but I'm taking something
So.
out. I'll be like, listen, y'all gave me $998 million.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind. Like the place had to call, like literally had to call the bank. But then there was one lady that they put, I think it was like 6 million in there. She went and bought a house. I mean,
See,
they went and balled out, but now they're having to pay it back, or they're going to jail,
but
right?
what?
So
How long you got to go to jail for?
I, I don't know. I can't answer that question,
I got
bro.
to figure that. Let's figure that out. Because if I can
I,
get it and bury it, and I can go somewhere for about 4, I can
I'm,
good. I'm good when I get
I'm gonna
out.
try and go take a loan,
That's
bro.
free. That's free cable. That's free cable and internet.
I'll try and go take a loan out, but I can't, bro. I don't know if I can spend it given all of the time that these people going been put away. And you ain't built for jail either. So let's just be honest. I don't care if it is 4 years.
I didn't say I was gonna be in jail.
What you gonna be?
I'm gonna go crazy. You can put me in a halfway house. I'll be like,
So wait. They go wait. So you gonna plead insanity so they
hey,
can put
yeah,
you
I'll
in
be
a
like,
crazy
man,
home?
this money just made me lose my mind.
Oh, you ain't getting out. You ain't getting out.
I'll
You
be
ain't
going
getting out,
crazy.
bro.
Maybe.
Oh man, God, you just
I
can't make
wonder how
up
many.
some of
I
these
wonder how many
stories.
years you get. I wonder how
You
many
ain't
years.
getting out. I'm just telling you straight up, you ain't getting out, bro. I ain't touching it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not touching it. It's one of those things that I don't know. As much as I would love to, I mean, yeah, to see them zeros in your account,
If there was a million in there and you took out 100,000, you think they
you gotta
care?
pay. You gotta pay it back because I don't think
Man,
I don't think
I'll
them
be like, I wasn't
people.
that greedy. I only took 100,000.
But I don't think those people was able to spend the entire like 10 million that hit their account. I think they went and bought a car, they paid off debt. It was just
What?
so much random stuff that they did. And then it caught up, and it was like a month before the bank realized the error though.
But
That's the crazy part.
where does that, whose money is that? Does that come from like a multimillionaire's bank account? And they were like, oh, shoot, we
I
messed up.
I don't
And then he
know.
woke up the next morning like, where the hell my million go?
I I don't know.
And they're like,
Like,
well, we thought we put it in your account. It went this way.
yeah, because what was crazy was
Well,
them
then I'll just be
people.
like, hey, man, let me just borrow this. Let me hold on to something. Like, listen, you really ain't missing it if it was that little of an error. Like,
Yeah,
come on. I'm
yeah.
pretty sure they done errored it to their account. They messed up and put it in mine.
I don't know. I thought it was crazy,
I need
but
to
I
find
mean,
somebody that does computer stuff, by the way.
it's a crazy question,
Just for
but
my Mac computer here, not for any other crazy stuff. I just need to.
it's a crazy question. Though they put a, I don't know, man. You spend a couple, man, man. You see them zeros in your account, boy. I might have to go
That's
buy
like
me a
Booster's
Lambo.
Billions.
Yeah, yeah,
I saw that.
yeah.
I saw that show like 100 times. I feel like,
I still watch it, bro. I think I
and I'll be
watched
like,
it. A couple,
man, one day,
I think I
one
watched it
day.
last month. Like I've always said I wish I had my I've always said I wish I had my rich uncle to tell me I need to go and spend all of this money, right? And
Shoot.
then see what, man, shoot.
Did you say a rich uncle?
I wish I had a rich uncle that I mean that's what happened in Brewster's Million, right? His uncle was rich and he didn't know him.
Dang, that's what my nieces be saying about me. I
I
wish
got
I,
somebody
I
out there I
wish,
don't know.
I wish I had a rich uncle. I was like, yeah, he over there, AJ.
I always, man, I wish I had wealth in my family, man.
This dude. I wish I had wealth.
I did, bro.
See,
I
I'm so
do.
broke. I had to move the bar into my garage because I ain't going out no more. Matter of fact,
Retirement.
this is just getting ready for the 4th of July week. By the way, 4th of July is coming up. God bless
Yeah,
America.
absolutely.
Did you?
Absolutely.
So I got this big. I guess it is a holiday birthday for the 4th. But we have this big party going down, and the father-in-law is buying 8 by, what did you just tell me? A 6x5 American flag that lights up to go across the front thing
Is
here.
this
Now,
is
this
this
is before
fireworks?
Yeah, we doing fireworks and everything. But listen, this is before. In my head, I have the whole porch already planned out
Okay.
because that's where the DJ was gonna go. But well, I guess we don't really need to look at him because the flag will be in front of him.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. But
You know what?
we got a good setup going on.
Costco sell good flags. I probably need to go buy me one.
I don't know where he got it from. Probably Amazon.
Yeah,
Amazon.
Costco has some good ones. I need to go
Amazon's
buy.
my cousin. We got so much in common. Boxes on boxes.
Man,
I got here's I get so much Amazon and stuff shipped boxes. We could use those boxes and start a packaging company.
yeah. I
Like
can
and
say
just
that.
reship stuff out.
I can
Be
say
like,
that my
hey,
house has scaled back now. They don't bring them in boxes. They bring them in little plastic packages now. So, uh,
ooh,
but we scaled back. I can say that. But
I
let me tell you,
I've never in my life recycled so much stuff. There's literally four of us.
yeah,
We have two recycling bins,
that's a lot, bro.
and those things are packed
That's a
every other
lot.
week.
That's a
And
lot.
then I even got to go drop some off at the other recycling thing.
Yeah, no, we
I'm like,
recycle a lot.
wow.
We do have a lot, but we ain't got no two bins. We only need one.
Yeah. See,
Nuh-uh. We
you know
but
you're downsizing when we can go down to one bin. You're hearing this?
yeah,
You know you're
yeah,
downsizing when we can go to one bin.
yeah. Nah, we only got one, bro. Only one.
No way.
Dang,
What you danging about?
bro. Did you see the Yeah, we're gonna switch topics, chat. But moving on in our day, did you see in Arizona there was four fifth grade girls charged with conspiracy to commit murder. They were
Okay.
gonna kill. They were gonna kill a boy in the fifth grade that broke up with one of the friends. So so really
Um.
so really quick before we get into details, I gotta share a little bit more. So this is how smart these girls was. Their plan, they had one of them was responsible for gloves so that there's no fingerprints. Another one was responsible for the knife. Another one was responsible for a suicide note, and the other one was responsible for watch out. So they were going to kill this kid because he broke up with one of them and make it look like it was a suicide. Fifth grade. What are your thoughts?
Well, for a minute, you just sounded like DJ Khaled because you just said another one. Um. That's interesting, man. Fifth grade. That's just crazy. Like these things are getting out of control. And
That's
I don't
10
know if
years
it's,
old.
I understand that, but I don't know if it's just stuff that they're seeing in the households or online, or they're just not able to handle their emotions quite yet. I don't know, but man, that's going to the nth degree right there.
That's
And
10
I have a
years
feeling.
old.
Oh, look, I got a 9-year-old right there
Yeah. So imagine her and
creeping
her
in.
friends, right? Like, just how crazy is that, bro? Like, just that moment. You just think about that moment.
That was kind of crazy. I didn't tell her to come out that time either.
She knows your own, so that's why she's gonna come out.
Yeah, I don't, man. My thing is, first of all, someone had to tell, right? Or did the parents find out? Who found? How did they find out?
I didn't get the details. I just saw the news clip.
Was it
And
someone at
then
school that was like, "Oh, these girls are planning to do this"?
yeah, and then me being me, right? Like, I saw the news clip. Then the next thing you know, I didn't watch the whole damn thing. Um, but I mean, they're all charged with conspiracy to commit murder.
So okay, so what does that? So happens if you get charged with that? They're 10. All right,
Mhm.
they're not going to jail. They're gonna go to juvie. They- Per se, like what? They
Mhm.
didn't actually do anything. They were planning to. Who says they were gonna go through it? So are they really gonna get
I
time?
I you, you know
Or are they going to get like 5 years this probation, 10 years probation, You do any of these things, this. Yep.
Bro, I almost look at this like a couple weeks ago. You and I was talking about the one dude that was getting ready to that was gonna go and shoot up the mall.
Yeah.
Right? He didn't do it yet, right? He
No.
was planning it, but he didn't do it. There's no difference with these 10-year-olds. The only difference
Oof.
they're 10 and he's an adult. Right? So if you really sit back, that dude's
No,
gonna go off.
that dude was 14, wasn't he?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, he was 14, 15, right?
Yeah.
So you're right. So again, he's 5 years older.
Yeah.
He was gonna go shoot up a mall, and they're planning to kill a kid for breaking up with one of them.
Man, love is hard.
Like
10
that
10
is
years old.
at 10 years old, bro. Like you don't even know what love is at 10 years old.
Like I had a girlfriend at 10, but dang,
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I was like
I-
New Edition, like Mr. Telephone
My
Man.
parents would have whooped the shit out of me. I'm just gonna straight up say it. You can't, bro.
Whooped.
Man,
If I
I'd be on
got
the punishment for the rest of my life if that did some
punishment,
stuff like that.
that's the least of your worries. If I got like what the man, I got a whooping just for getting home with the lights late. Like if they what it goddamn
And
nah.
and my
I wouldn't even go home. I'd be like, just put me in jail right away.
but I think about like my kid's older now, but when she was in the 5th grade, I was in all of her shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was, we was just so involved
Yeah, but there's
with her as a
also
5th grader.
these kids get phones. They got a lot more stuff that's going on the internet in the world. They got way more connections to things than ever before. We never had that.
But you as a parent, as a 10-year-olds, bro, you should be monitoring that as a parent. There's no way
Oh,
they're
well,
getting
you
ready.
shouldas, there's wouldas, couldas, and shouldas all over the place.
They're setting a plot to kill this kid, bro.
But you're not gonna know that. You're not gonna know. There's a lot of stuff that's going on that kids do that you're just not gonna know.
There had to be some messaging or something around. There's no way you're gonna tell me.
Well, there obviously was because somebody told on them.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they found out, so they had to let it out to somebody. But I'm saying, as a parent, you may be looking at stuff. They'd be like, "Okay, we're gonna keep it at such and such house because my mom ain't here all the time." Right?
That's scary, bro. That is scary. And then
I mean, it's like that one time where those one girls lured the one friend over to a slumber party they had, and then they took her out to the woods, and then they killed her.
Yeah,
and those were her friends.
Yeah, that's
and they were
tough,
they were like 14, 15.
Mm-hmm. That's tough, but the world. I mean, I don't know. If I'm these parents, though, like more importantly, if I'm the boys' parents, right? Like, I'm probably moving out of the state. I'm not gonna sit there and lie to you. My kid ain't finna go to school there.
Well, shoot.
You're probably finna homeschool at that point.
You definitely ain't dating again.
Like they were getting
for a long
ready.
time.
They was getting ready to stab this kid and leave a suicide note at 10 years old. At 10
That's
years
insane.
old.
That's some news. Like the world is crazy, man. Things is going wild.
Like, and they had a paper. It was a paper with who was responsible for what. And that's what the news was talking about today. One was responsible for the gloves so that there is no fingerprints. The fact that they know that is insane.
They did their
right?
homework.
And
They did more homework on that than they were doing in school.
Yeah, then one's responsible for writing a suicide note. The fact that they know that as a 10-year-old, like it blows my mind away, right? To just sit back and just know that
The fact you're even thinking about that, like why?
At 10 years old, man. At 10 years
Go
old.
double dutch. Go play at the playground. Barbies. I don't know.
Yeah, that story. I saw that.
It's strange all over the world.
I saw that clip today, and it blew my mind away, bro. When I saw that, I was like, "Dang, 10 years old, man."
Yeah.
Oh. What else we got, man?
That kid's got to go. He's got to
Yeah.
move. So, did you see it? Where was that at? You said that was Texas?
That was in Arizona.
Arizona. So did you see that there's a 64-year-old lady that pulled a gun out on the highway in the middle of the highway in Texas and held up traffic?
Inside there.
Well, first she caused the accident, and then she pulled out her lawn chair, just sat in the middle of it. Now, first of all,
They said she intentionally ran into the
Yeah,
18-wheeler. So I
and
think
of all things, she ran into a truck.
she was trying to commit suicide at that point, and that didn't happen. So she got out, sat in a lawn chair, and held a gun to her head for 4 hours.
4 hours.
It took her daughter to bring her down.
Hey, mental illness is real, but sometimes it's just also drugs. So I don't know what it is. They did say mental illness, but sometimes people could just be crazy. Like,
That lady had enough, man.
yeah, at some point, like just in that movie Straw, people just crack.
I,
Like you could be the
the
nicest and a great person, and
yeah,
you never did anything bad,
yeah,
but that day everything just went wrong,
yeah.
and so you were just like, man, or you hear people like, oh man, I'm almost to that point, man. I'm at the boiling point. Like you, the next thing, and
She
maybe that was it.
she was at that point, man. Like,
Like you said that what was it couple weeks ago about the old lady in the car that waited
yeah,
till the dude came out and she ran him over. Like
yeah.
wow, what?
She that lady had enough. But you know what though? I think the story that should be told also to go with that is it's the ending, right? Because the police force could have done a lot. They could have restrained her. They could have shot rubber bullets after she got up. They could have put her in handcuffs. But I actually saw some pictures of them hugging her,
That's
right?
good.
And I think we don't have a lot of that in this world, right? That we're in. Obviously this was a black lady. But I saw the police force like when she put the gun down, and as she was walking away, like they were hugging her, right? Which is what we need in this world, man. Like I'm gonna be honest, you essentially need that care in this world, and I thought that was very unique as I'm sitting here looking at some of the clips and stuff. I thought that was pretty different
That's a positive.
compared to how some things go. But I don't know. They
Do you
need to
ever
take.
find it weird that when people are trying to commit suicide, they always show up and point guns? It's like, okay, he's trying to
I
commit suicide, so we're just gonna go ahead and kill him anyway.
I don't know if they're pointing guns to protect themselves because the person can turn and shoot them,
Okay.
or I don't know if they're pointing a gun because they're like, if something pop off, we're gonna help you. I don't know,
Uh,
but it is weird that a person's you're being called on a suicide attempt and your guns are drawn. That's a little bit different.
I just thought I'd ask that. I don't know. Thought it looked weird
But yeah, I think you said it best, man.
because you just be
Mental,
like, okay, well then just go ahead and shoot me.
yeah. I
Then
mean,
I ain't gotta shoot myself.
if you really want to go, but some of those guns are rubber bullets. Like they got multiple different types of guns. But some of them could be rubber bullets that they're pointing
I got two
to try
types
and
of
protect the
guns:
person.
water and
Um,
BB.
boy, you stupid.
Man, that's what I
Uh,
got.
but yeah, no, I'm just glad the lady. I hope she gets the help she need. But I'm just glad there was no fatalities there because I think that was. I mean, that was really going the wrong way. I think the whole and then what was crazy as she was doing it. Did you see the video? Some people was just driving around like it's nothing to it. No one
Oh no, I
stopped.
didn't see people driving
Like
around.
like like there was like literally when she was sitting there was people like I gotta go right. Like I ain't got time to see what's going on.
Like she gonna shoot me. She
Right.
gonna shoot me.
Like yeah, there was a couple of cars that just drove around it at that point in time, and I'm like, come on, man, like. But like you said, mental illness is real. It's a real thing. You don't want to take it away from anything. But when you sit back and you look at some of it, between the mental illness and the drugs problem we have in this country, it's insane, man. It's just absolutely insane.
Ooh, I'm about to leave here tomorrow. By the way, taking a little vacay,
Yeah,
going to the east.
going to the east,
Yep. I'm going to the east. Try. I'm going to the
e-
try.
eastern part of the state. Oh, well, you're going to Washington, so it's across the bridge.
Yeah.
Anything fun this week?
Me being there. That's all.
Yeah,
No, we just boating, man.
I was about to say you on the boat, huh?
I got to get my practices in with. So when you buy yours, I already know all the stuff to do.
So first of all, I want to tell Big E, F you, because I should have been invited too.
Well, I didn't know you had a free week. You
I,
never
I
said that.
I'm working. I ain't got a free week.
Well, then what?
Well, maybe if y'all invite, sometimes I can take off. So make sure Big E hears that from me.
He said,
Because
"We'll let you know as soon as you give Platinum Cash a bottle of that stuff you got."
you know what, y'all ain't getting the bottle until I'm invited to somewhere. I'm putting my foot down.
I already know.
But yeah, no, have fun.
It's gonna be in the hundreds. I can't
That's one
come
of
back melted like I was last time.
I actually enjoyed the one time I went out there with you guys. I don't know, being on the river sits different. Like for those of you guys that do know me, I love the water, right? And one of the things that's in my future is a boat. I said in my future, peoples. So don't write
Hey,
in
the
here
way the
saying when
conversation was going last night, it seemed like it was pretty close.
in
The
my
wife tried to
future.
tell me I need to get in on it. I was like, hey, you hear all my conversations, how broke I
I
am? I
you
can't
know
get in. I can't
I
even get in
do
the club.
I know for a fact that I wouldn't be out there. Like I know I'll be out there quite a bit, and I think when we talked about it a lot before, when I was getting ready to pull the trigger to do it and I didn't do it, she was like, "How you gonna be out there and you ain't never available on the weekend?" I was like, "That's a good point. I'll be out there in the weekdays.
Hey,
I'll
be a
be sitting
team
out there.
boating. These
I'll
these
be sit-
these boys gonna learn how to get this boat on and off the water.
hey, I'll be sitting out there with my laptop."
Hey, you know what? I actually thought about it because I was gonna go up there today. I was gonna see if he's gonna be there but he wasn't. I was gonna go live off the boat.
Nope. No,
Yeah,
yeah, no, absolutely. I would have canceled the show. No,
yeah.
absolutely not. I think for the people that watched this show last week,
Hey,
they
would have only
real
been two of us on there, so we're good.
they realized we cannot go
One's
live.
driving while I'm going live. I wouldn't have no power.
Yeah.
Enough power for internet.
But I do think I love being on the water, man. I think it's one of the coolest things. So you and Big E have fun this week. Some of us got to work.
Yeah, I need to.
But one of these days, people,
One of
one
these
of
days.
these days, Mo's gonna have him a boat,
Pontoon, try
and
tune.
Mo, depending on what my budget can afford at that moment of time.
You going for the baby one or the
I think I only want a 23 foot. I only want 8 to 10 peoples. I don't want nothing major. And you got to go 8 to 10 people because I got a big family. That has all moved here, which is awesome because it just makes me feel that much more comfortable living here in Portland. Um, so you got to have 8 to 10 people, right? Because that's just if somebody say Mo's taking out the boat, next thing you know, the whole damn family need to migrate. He didn't invite me. He didn't invite him. I'm like, dang. So, but yeah, it's on my to do list because I think it's something I want to do, man. I like today would have been a perfect day, right? Like I went to church this morning. It was nice and hot today. It would have been a perfect day to be on the water because I ain't had nothing else to do. But instead, I was out there working on a walkway to the side of
hey,
my house.
that's sweat
So
equity. That's
so
sweat equity, and
that labor is real because now my legs and my
you just
man,
need to get a massage. I know
bro,
somebody.
I couldn't feel my arms, so I had to pick up about 35 bags of 80-pound concrete. I couldn't feel my arms, man. I don't see how my brother-in-law can do it. Shout out to him for working like that because I don't
A
think
he,
my
a
my
he ain't 40 yet, so that's part of it.
my body was not built for that. That's all I'm gonna say. As I've helped him build my deck out and my side and all of this labor, I'm realizing my body is not built for labor. It,
Yeah.
it it's built for comfort. I'm realizing that, man. I'm realizing that, bro.
I am not a laborer.
I'm not. I'm not, bro. But I got my tools. Don't get me wrong. I got my tools. I wanted to make sure I have my own tools.
I have
So,
tools that are just sitting in the toolbox that don't ever get touched.
oh, I'm in a game, bro. I be
I
experimenting.
just use my little main little ones. Boom. I mainly use a drill. That's mainly what I use. But I got a whole toolbox that the girls that got me with tools in it that are brand new. I'm gonna actually, now that I thought about it, I could probably just get rid of it. I don't need them. It's taking up
I got
space.
I got
Sell
some
them.
good stuff. So no, I got some good stuff. So that's awesome.
Any handymans out there that need some tools? Got you.
Oh man.
It'll be on OfferUp or Facebook Market soon.
And it will be there fairly well. It won't be there this week because he's on the river all week.
Yeah, it'll be that Thursday because I'm gonna need it. Because we fly out to LA. Oh man, we still didn't find out. They still protesting down there.
They're not. I don't think they are anymore. And if they are, it's all controlled now. You don't see it on the news anymore.
Dang it.
You were gonna go be part of the protest for a temporary
that
small
was gonna
part
be
of
my
time.
time. That was gonna be my time.
your moment right there, huh? Your moment.
Uh,
Nah, I don't think the world's protesting anymore. Just like I think Iran and Israel decided to hang out now. You don't see them shooting missiles no more at each other. Yeah,
you know they just do. That's like they act like it's like throwing eggs at a house or something.
you
The
know,
way that they
you
just we're just gonna go
yeah,
ahead and bomb you guys today.
yeah,
So you over
yeah.
there, be prepared, but don't be.
Last week
It's like I'm about to do a drive-by with eggs. What the
but I
hell?
thought, but for me, I thought that they were neighboring countries. So I was like, let me, so I did some homework. Do you not? I said this last week, and I know you probably was a little bit intoxicated, so you didn't probably understand what I was saying. Do you know there's a big old country in between the two countries? So when they fired a missile, they got to fire it over that country to get to the country to get to their target.
Why would that country be allowed to even go over? I'd be like, no. Who
Like,
was it? Iraq?
nah, it's Jordan.
Oh, Jordan's like, we ain't trying to do nothing.
But that's the crazy part,
We like
man.
our palaces.
And then this week, our fearless president, I always call him fearless because he really is. Um, the dude they was asking him, and he made the comments. He was mad. You could tell he was mad. He said that these two countries been fighting for so long. He don't know what the f they fighting over no more.
Oh yeah.
And he dropped the f bomb
The
on live
first
TV.
president ever.
Yeah, they went bizarre over
You know you're
that.
gonna do the first of everything.
Oh man, gotta be.
People all mad, like, oh no. I'm like, well, you know you can do about it.
Hey,
You got 3 more. We ain't even been a year yet.
no, we're only 6 months in, and all of this has popped off, bro.
Man,
How
it ain't
crazy
even
is
it ain't
that?
even reached the hot point of the summer yet.
How crazy is that? You are only month 6, so you got 3.5 more years of this.
Yeah.
Three and a
They
half
need
more
to drop
years,
them
bro.
interest rates.
You know, I don't know. I don't
I
think they will. I don't think they would. Um, I don't know. I always said, bro, those guys. I mean,
Oh,
the
Mo,
the
I just thought of
politic.
something.
What you thought about?
Can I take a picture of your bank account and go get a loan?
Yeah, my bank account ain't that. My bank account. Do you not know I bought a house last year?
No, you know what I was thinking? So if you just took a picture of somebody else and be like, yeah, this is my bank account right here. Look.
Oh, a
You pop
million.
it up, and then you'd be like, okay. They'll be like, oh, yeah, let's go ahead and get that. Would that
But
work?
bro, where you going to get the loan at though? Because if they would have dropped that money in my account, I was gonna go to that bank, right?
The
That
same
way,
bank?
yeah, that way they can pull up my account and realize I got collateral.
I'm still thinking about it. All right, go back to what you. I'm gonna figure it out.
So you still trying to figure out once the bank deposit the incorrect funds in your account, how you're gonna utilize it without being locked up.
Correct. I'm gonna figure it out.
Take
Hey, you know who I'm
take
gonna
the
ask?
take
You
the
know who I'm gonna
money.
ask?
Who?
Chat GPT.
You know what? You come back to me with that response because it. You know what? Just take the money and go to a country that ain't got no extradition laws.
I ain't doing
That's
all
all you
that.
got to do.
No, that's too
Huh?
much stuff.
That's
too
all
much
you got
stuff.
to do. I mean, it'll be the last time you
That's too long of a flight.
be the last. They'll be in the culture before you hit that last flight anyway.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll just stay.
Oh man, boy, you ain't gonna never make it happen, man. See, you done made me forget what we was talking about because you keep coming back to that damn topic.
I've got to figure it out.
Oh man, what else we got going on? We had the NBA draft this week. What are your thoughts?
Woohoo! The number one pick. Hey,
Ooh.
you know what? Hey, shout out to Dallas for somehow randomly getting the number one pick with a 1.8% chance. Some people say it's rigged. It lines up kind of like it might be.
It always
But then
has
once
that
again,
conspiracy to it.
it's entertainment.
They were still saying fire Nico as they was drafting Cooper Flag.
You know what I would have done? I would have just to be like an April Fool's kind of thing, but I don't think they would have let it go. Just been like, listen, I'm gonna draft this dude, but I'm actually gonna draft this guy. So like, oh yeah, we're getting Cooper Flag. So you know how everybody already had the jerseys and everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, we're gonna go with Ace Bailey.
They would have burnt that arena down, by the way. Like that, I'm gonna be honest with you. You want to see a riot? It would have been a riot over sports because they've been mad at this dude since he traded Luka. But definitely shout out to Dallas. I mean, they got a big pick in Cooper Flag.
Hey,
yeah,
that marketing money gonna come through quick. Shoot, he probably selling out nothing like now, right now to the 4th of July. Cooper Flag, what?
Yep. Who do you think had the worst pick of the first round?
The worst pick?
Yeah.
Well,
not the unexpected, because I think the whole world know what the unexpected was. What was the worst pick of the first round?
Let me see here. You know, now it's kind of a worst pick is Phoenix picking the user number 10 to get a center and then trading and getting Mark Williams from Charlotte.
No one knows what Phoenix is doing. You gotta.
But I have a feeling. Here's what I have a feeling. Remember, I told y'all that center was going to end up in LA.
Yep.
Watch him end up in LA.
You think?
Watch one of them.
No one knew what.
No
one knows.
The Blazers also
Phoenix
got like 4 centers.
Yeah. No. DeAndre Ayton is officially a free agent after buyout.
Now they got 3. Well, that one dude can be a 4, but
that had to be the worst pick. That had to be the worst pick of the draft. I'm gonna be
Blazers.
Honest. Yeah. I'm sorry. Here's the thing. There's a reason why everyone does research.
There's a surprise pick.
There's a reason. If you pick this dude 27, 28, 29, 30, different conversation because he was supposed to go in the second round. You use your 16th pick of the NBA draft. After you trade it back, because keep in mind, you had 11, you trade it back. And here's the thing. This is what I love about Blazer fans, right? Because I'm friends with a lot of them. You know, my coach's chat was blowing up because it was like, we trade him back to get this individual. I ain't gonna say the name. And I'm at basketball, right? So I read that. I read it. I just started laughing because I knew they weren't gonna pick him. I knew it. And then all of a sudden, he ain't talked to us in the chat in 3 days.
No, actually, he hasn't. I think he's a little upset with the Blazers.
I think he's very upset with the Blazers.
But listen, man. I heard after that a lot of commentators and everybody was praising the Blazers on that pick and how that guy was. Now to back up, he averaged 18 points a game, almost a triple double,
in a Chinese league.
Okay, I mean, we'll see. Because I saw some dudes getting picked in the first round. Like I said, had 4 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Like you're a lottery pick. Like you're literally a lottery pick.
Yeah.
Averaging 4 points. Like that's crazy. But that just goes to show that it ain't all about the points. It's that role you can play on that particular team. Your need.
Yeah. I do think it was a bad pick. Even my pastor felt it was a bad pick that he had to say.
Who would they have picked? Who do you think they needed?
That's how bad it was.
Dang, he brought the Blazers into the preach.
He's in the middle of preaching and he got mad at his Blazers. I said, dang, I feel bad for him. In the middle of his sermon, bro, he just brought the Blazers up. Like
I don't know what's going on with these Blazers. It's just like the world. All messed up. Did I tell you
Oh
that my
man.
pastor told me I should have been a pastor?
Well, maybe you should have. It's God's calling, bro. It's never too late. That
I
can
know.
be
I'm
you
just
at
talking now.
50. That can be you at
I'm
50.
talking now. I'm just
That
gonna
can be
start.
you at 60.
I'm gonna start preaching here soon, just on
It's,
the
it,
air in the
it's
middle
God's
of
calling,
the
bro.
middle of the thing.
When God call you, you never know. You can't get me to be the deacon though. But when God call you, you never know.
Deacon Mo.
Nah. But I would definitely come to your church because I would be curious
Hey,
for
my church
sure.
is right here. This is the
Here,
church.
here's
I
the
ain't going in nowhere. I'll be live from my garage.
here's the thing though, right? Let's just say
This
hypothetically.
is the pulpit right here.
Let's just say hypothetically, right? God calls you to become a pastor. We'll just say 55, 60. Right? We'll just so give you some time. Give you some time to
Time
get
to
with
do
your
it.
get get
Get your mind right. Get your life
give
right.
you
So,
give you
give,
some time.
give you some more stuff to talk about. In your sermons.
I'll be sitting in that church, just sitting there, just having flashbacks. And I'm sitting here saying, this can't be the platinum I know.
Hey, you got to go from one place to another. That's how you get the
That's
story.
true. That's true. That was my service today. Like you
Oh, really?
always, yeah. You
See,
got to
I
keep
wasn't even there.
you got to keep putting one foot in front of the other, bro. Even
Yeah.
though sometimes change
Your pastor
doesn't
ain't
happen
good
as fast as you
if he
want.
ain't got no story behind the message. You got to have a story behind the message. You got to be able to relate. If you don't
there's always
relate, you're not going to get
there's
sucked in.
there should always be a story behind a
You're
message,
not going
man.
to listen to the word
Yeah, there
if
should
there's not
always
a
be a
story.
story. There should always be a story.
Like he always be like,
Always.
there's probably one lady out there that just walked in, going through something in your life, troubled.
Eh, Again,
You'd be
I'll
like,
be
oh, that's me.
see, and that's the thing. I'll be sitting there in disbelief because I'd be like, "Dang,
How you know?
God, God really called him to be a pastor. We used to be at the bar." So I wouldn't know how else to do it because then you'll be like, "Mo, you want to go to dinner?"
Okay.
I'd be like, "Dang, now I got to go to dinner with the pastor." See, and here's the thing:
Be
my pastor loved basketball, right?
pastor
So
Platinum.
again, like every Sunday, he's talking to me about my team. He's talking to me about other teams and
Hmm.
sports in general, right? So like he loves hoops, right? Like he follows us throughout the year. Um, but I just couldn't imagine you being the pastor though. I'd be confused.
I was confused when he told me that. He's like, nah, I see it. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, man, I was like, then I was like, man, do I need to become a pastor soon or something?
God called people in a
And then I looked
different
in the
way.
mirror and he said, nope, you ain't ready, son.
He calls you in a different
You
way.
ain't got enough scars
Mm,
yet
mm,
to give the right word to make
mm,
people believe it. Right? You got to have more
mm,
scars. You got to be layered.
mm.
I'm getting good at these speeches, by the way. I'm getting really
That-
good at these speeches.
I
I might
always
just become a I might just become a motivational speaker. Who
that's
knows?
so nothing
And just
wrong with
walk
that.
around the teams and be like, listen, let me just talk to these kids real quick.
Nothing's wrong with that. I mean, obviously, as a coach, one of the things I mean, you can always get you can never get enough knowledge in your head as a coach, right? And I think that's one of the things that I'm probably going to do next month. I'm probably going to go to a coach's clinic. I don't know where, but I just feel I need to hear from someone different. I personally always need that extra motivation. I went to Team USA clinic earlier this year, and I thought it was very valuable because that actually pushed me to continue to do what I do. But I think I need to go to another one because I need some answers on some other stuff.
Ooh.
But Blazers had the worst pick of the draft. Um, and only time will tell. Let's be honest. I mean, the kid's 18, 19 years old. He wasn't supposed to go in the first round. Maybe, just maybe, he's gonna be good. But for whatever reason, the Blazers they absolutely love centers, man. They
And
love
and the
centers.
centers don't do anything out here. I saw somebody post what I always be saying because our vitamin D out here sucks. So that's why centers come out here. They always get hurt,
Mm.
and
Hmm.
everybody always gets hurt out here. That's why I gotta take these vitamin D things.
They need more of that red light, bro.
You just need more milk, more milk. I
Mm.
take that vitamin D. You gotta have that because we lack it out here.
Mm. And what you think about Utah pick? I mean,
Has he showed up to camp yet?
he landed in Utah yesterday, and Utah made
Man,
a statement and said all of their players was supposed to land yesterday, anyways.
they're going to have to. I, I don't know how they wine and dine out in Utah. Dang, you breaking stuff?
No, my bad. I hit the mic.
Oh,
I was grabbing me something to drink, and I hit the mic, bro.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know how you're gonna wine and dine in Utah, but at least you got a young owner, right? Motivated,
Okay,
trying to make
okay.
change. They did get good picks. Like
They
they
did.
got really good
They,
draft
they
picks.
actually think they had the best draft.
Yeah. So now they're gonna probably need to get rid of one of their centers too, because they got
Okay.
three. Utah, they have three or four themselves.
Hmm.
Like there's a lot of centers in the West. Lakers
Yeah.
has got to be able to scoop at least one or two of them up.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I just think they. I think they get it. I just don't. I don't know how it's going to work out. Like he's no matter what, you're under contract, so they're not going to get rid of you. So what are you just
Yeah.
going to sit out for 4 years?
Well, you're not under contract yet. You haven't signed
Well, yeah, I
anything.
mean, but they have to own your rights. They own your rights, so
They do.
they could trade
Yep.
it.
Yep.
They could trade his rights away,
Yep.
and get a haul for it.
So what you think with him deciding not to work out and you
That
get
hurt it.
drafted
That hurt him.
anyways?
He would have been in Philly if he would have wanted to work out. He would have been in Philly, but Philly
So if
couldn't
you
draft him because they would have looked stupid drafting him when he didn't show up to work out with them when
but
they called
but
like an hour before.
but would they have though? Because it's the same thing with because he's from Rutgers, right? So
He
he
went to
would have
Rutgers,
been,
yeah.
yeah, he would have been home, right? Right up the street. Rutgers in Jersey, Philly's not far.
Yeah,
He didn't
that,
work out for Utah either, but Utah said we taking you anyways.
yeah. I mean
You're the
that was their choice. They
second
wouldn't got
best.
VJ from Baylor, 3-and-D guy. Now you
I,
get OKC and Indiana in the finals, and now everybody wants 3-and-D guys.
mhm. Well, and you see the best player.
When Jokic wins it, then everybody wanted big centers. That's why everybody
Yeah,
got these centers now.
yeah, yeah. That's true.
Like
But
it's
but
been
do-
some, which is cool. It's been somebody different the last 7 years. That's cool.
but but did you realize the leading scorer in the NCAA for the last 2 years was
Signed with the
not
Lakers.
was not even drafted?
I know, but he signed with the Lakers.
Yeah, I'm aware of
Two
that,
way.
but he wasn't drafted. What's your thoughts on that?
That's what I mean. And it's because he was a senior. Like I don't understand why you're going to give up opportunities to guys because they decided to stay longer. They're going to come in and already have that edge mentally, right, and also maybe physically because they're already 4 years, 3 or 4 years in, or some of
They're
them five.
mature. They're
But
mature.
yeah, and so a lot of these, and I think they're getting missed out because this is their main opportunity because they
Hmm.
only have a short window, right, to
Hmm.
get by and get that first contract. Whereas this person coming in at 18,
Yep.
your first contract going to come at 22, right? You still got time, man. You got a lot of time. Where I'm already 22,
Yep.
right? I got to get to my first one real quick.
Yep.
So I think it sucks, but this just means these guys got to work that much harder. It gives them an opportunity to go to winning teams too, right?
It it does
So
it does give him an opportunity to go to winning teams, but you know what? I think I felt bad for the kid. To be honest with you, you go 2 years leading the NCAA, not just your conference,
that
bro.
used to matter. It doesn't
You're
matter anymore.
leading the NCAA in scoring.
Doesn't matter anymore. Like I said, dude had 4 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists a
Mhm.
game. Top 10 lottery pick.
Yeah, that's true.
A guy from China that no one even knew about gets picked. I mean,
Yeah.
it's obviously something he must have did in either interviews or in
Hmm.
the combine when he went through all the testing and stuff. So
All
some
I'm
must
gonna
have came back.
all I'm gonna say is we can't talk about Brownie. We cannot talk about Brownie. 4 points, 2 rebounds, peoples, and you get drafted in the top 10. Bronny went
Yeah,
in the second round last year,
last pick. Yeah, I agree.
right? So he was 54, 55 pick last year. This dude's in the top 10, and no one's blowing him up, right? Like that's the thing,
Boom.
and that's the hate. That's the hate that Bronny gets. Which
And he was coming from heart surgery.
yeah, yeah. But that's the but again, that's the hate that we have in this world, and it's sad. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
I
honest
agree.
with you. It's very sad, but that's the hate we have in this world on some of these kids, right? Like this dude went in the first round, 4 points, 2 rebounds. Like you said, it was 2.6 rebounds to be
Mm.
exact. Um, but he goes in the top 10, top 10,
Just think
top
about that.
10.
So just think, you're like you could be on the bench right now for
Mm-hmm.
uh a top 20 college team right now,
Mm-hmm.
and have an opportunity to go play and still play, but not be the main guy, and then go kill
Mm-hmm.
it in the combine before the in the NBA scout things,
And get
and
drafted.
become a top pick,
And get drafted.
and you never were talked about the whole damn year.
Yeah.
Like no one even knew about you.
Yeah, and no one said nothing. That's the funny part. I actually looked through social media because I was curious. You know, like I'm hardly on there, but I do scroll through. Except TikTok. I'm always on TikTok. I'm a TikToker, guys, but I don't post my own videos. I'm a TikToker though. But I looked through there. I saw no negative comments about drafting this dude. Right. Last year they was damn near slandering Bronny for being drafted
Yeah,
55 or
yeah.
54, whichever one he was, 50
We might have
something.
been we might be the first ones that talked about this. I don't know. Maybe somebody else might.
And I, I just think it's
Hey,
BS.
hey, much love to the kid. Like, big props for him and his family.
Yeah,
It ain't on
I'm
him.
not knocking him. It's not
It
on
ain't on
him.
him.
But I'm just saying, like that just shows you how negative this world is, right? If it's not your way, right? Or if no one agrees with you, then obviously someone else is the problem. And I think that's a problem, right? I think that's the biggest problem is that we can't disagree with each other in this world without slandering people and making people
Tell you.
look bad. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest problem that we're dealing with. But I'm glad that Bronny was able to have a good season in the G League this year to just prove a point. And again, am I a LeBron fan? Yeah, but I'm also a Kobe fan more than anything, right? But I just think it's crazy that people like all of the hate that he got. But then no one said nothing about this dude, including the guy that has the biggest platform, Stephen A. Smith, right? He said nothing about the 4 points, 2 rebounds. But then we all want to sit around and say Bronny
You,
doesn't deserve to be in the
yeah, and
NBA.
the main thing. Oh man, this guy's great on defense.
So yeah,
He's a good D and 3. He averaged.
yeah.
He shot 40% from 3 point line or something. I don't know, but I'm
Hmm.
like, he averaged 4 some points, so he only hit 1 3 a game.
Yeah, get to
I
the free
mean,
throw two
I mean,
times.
if you're shooting three threes a game and you hit one of them, you're gonna have a pretty high percentage adding up.
Yeah, yeah,
Especially if you go 1 for 2 another game.
yeah. So
So
I thought that was interesting. It's funny that you brought that up because like obviously that wasn't a topic, but I'm one of those people that I do sit back and I listen to everything people have to say
you know,
because I
you,
just think
you know
it's
why
the
they're not
right
talking
thing to
about him?
do. What's
There ain't
that?
nobody else. Nobody wants to hear it. It ain't
Yeah,
giving you no views.
yeah, yeah.
It
No,
ain't
no
giving you
one's
no likes.
no one's on social
This
media.
dude ain't LeBron's son.
But let it had been Bronny going at top 10 last year, everybody would have said they're wrong, they're
Yep,
wrong, they're
yep. I
wrong,
agree.
right?
I agree.
There would
But
have
it
been
doesn't have the
no.
sizzle. It doesn't have the
That is true.
sizzle.
That is true. It's nothing to talk about when it comes to mainstream media, right? And I have to say mainstream media because we ain't part of them yet. Uh, but but when it comes down to those guys, it's funny they don't want to talk about it because they don't know his parents, right? Or they don't know who he is. So I thought that was interesting.
Whew. Where we at?
20 minutes. We talked a lot today, man.
Hey, so I got some questions to ask.
Mm-hmm.
What song would be your theme music for you if you could pick one? I already have my pick. Like I could actually. I wish I could.
You know what?
Hey, ain't got motorcycles and shit.
I gotta go back to I gotta go back to high school, bro. The song that I listened to.
Mine's
There
in
was
high
two
school too.
songs I listened to more than
It better not be
anything.
the same one. This is gonna be crazy.
It was two songs I listened to more than anything. One of them was Eminem.
Oh,
Uh, it's one of the by far songs that just if you really listen to the lyrics and the words and stuff like that, and you grew up in a tough
what's the song?
situation, resonate, lose yourself.
Oh, okay.
So that was one. And then the other one's We Ready, man. I love that song, bro.
We
Yeah, that's my
ready.
jam. I listened to that in the
We
car yesterday.
ready.
Yeah, those two songs right there, it just resonates with me more than anything. Those would be my theme music.
Hey man, you had like good backing behind it. My
Those would be my theme music, bro. What's yours?
so
Here we
so
go.
when I was thinking about this, I was like, man, what would be a cool theme song? Like you just be walking around, like like in that what's that movie, Show Enough or whatever. He just walking around. He got his own theme music, dun, 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 dun,
Last Dragon, bro.
or whatever. Man, so I was like, man, what is this song? And then I had to listen to it. I was like, you know that Looney song? Not I Got Five on it. The other one is actually worse. It's, so it's 20 blunts a day. That Hen and Elevate song. Oh man, I was like, that is me.
Hey,
In the background is going 20 blunts a day.
you,
Hen and Al,
you know
the
what?
Zay. I used
You
to
know
bump the
what?
mess out of that song all the
But when you said that, it reminded me last night when D Ray said that he lost his high. Because
time. I, I don't, I
and he
don't know
had
how
to
he
go
lost
back.
his eye. You can smell everything out of there. That
Hey,
dude, that
and he
dude
said
sitting
he had
there.
to go back and get re.
I'm like, whoa. Because then he
Oh
was sitting there,
man.
Jesus, like, who was he talking to? I was like, I think this is part of it. Like, he pretending like he got two personalities.
Eh, Yeah, I thought it was funny. But that would be your theme music. You got 20 points.
That's my theme music.
Oh man.
Just have it playing in the background.
No,
Actually,
if I could,
I might just take this little piece right here. Actually, when I learn how to do this, put that
yeah.
little song on a clip with it and send it.
Nah, I just need that. I just walk around just that always ready. You sitting there listening to that song, you're like, yeah, that it hypes you up, right? Like you get hyped on it.
That's like your basketball. Get ready to go out. Like this is my.
But I think that's the thing. I played basketball all my life, so now all of a sudden I'm gonna sit back and now
Well, I don't
I'm in
even
a
know
car.
about basketball.
I'm in a car and my boy M rapping.
We had
Man,
a I Am the Tiger song. Dun,
nah,
dun, dun,
nah,
dun,
nah. I ain't got time
dun,
for that.
dun. That's what it was every single time. It's the
Oh
eye of
man,
the tiger. We're
yeah.
like,
But
yeah,
those were my jams, man. It just put me in a different mood. So that'll be my theme music going around.
okay,
But
that'd be crazy ass. Hey man, what's your theme music? Country song.
everybody have their own theme music though, their own theme song. They have that one song that get them back to where they need to go at, right? That's everybody.
No diggity. What's the strangest thing you've ever dreamed? And the reason I asked is because I don't know what I was watching, but this dude had said like he had some crazy dream
Yeah.
about something that was climbing on the wall
Hmm.
and it tried to I don't know. But he was like, yeah, this is actually real stuff. Like I actually be dreaming that. I was actually one of the podcast dudes. I was like,
You know
that's pretty strange. What is the strangest dream you've ever had?
what's crazy is I've only shared this with Jamesia one time. I can have dreams. I wake up, I don't remember what I dreamed about. So I can't say that I've ever had those strange
That happens to
dreams
me
because
sometimes.
I dream, well, like when I do have dreams, I wake up, bro. I don't remember what I dreamed about, but I don't know. One night I was dreaming so heavy she had to wake me up. So I was being the shit. And she said I started swinging in my sleep. So
you fighting?
I don't know if I was losing the fight or I don't know if I was winning the fight. But there's been moments I would start talking while I'm knocked out and I'm dreaming and I'm fighting, I'm yelling and stuff.
Yeah.
So I again, but I wake up, I don't remember. I don't remember what I was dreaming about while I woke up. Like, yeah, I just don't have that
Oh
moment,
man,
man.
I've had some crazy dreams. I actually had a dream within a dream. Like it was like Freddy Krueger shit. Like I was asleep twice. I was like, what the hell is going on? And I had to jump out of the bed because I had to figure out what was. I was like, is this for real?
You
Like I
looked
couldn't
under the
figure it
bed.
out.
You looked
No, I
under
ain't
the
looking
bed
under the
when
bed.
you
I was just
jumped
trying to
out, or
figure out
did you
where.
run?
I don't even know what the dream was really about, but I just had a dream and something had to wake me up. But then I didn't wake up because I was still sleeping for
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
I was like, no, this is some stuff. I don't know what shot I took before that or something, but don't need none of those.
Yeah,
No dream within
that
the dreams.
that'd be crazy, man. Yeah, I don't know. I've never. I don't know. I'm probably happy I haven't woke up and remember my dream, right? So,
This is a good one. If you could have a conversation with your future self,
hmm
what would you want to know?
kind of what we talked about earlier. Am I gonna be loaded
Yes,
or
you're
am
on
I
the
gonna be broke? Like, do I need to go rob a bank now, or do I need to wait later?
Wait a minute. That's what you
Oh
gonna
man.
ask? Hey,
Uh,
where all my? Do I still got money?
Hey, am I? Has my money multiplied, man? That's the question with my future self. But no, I don't know. I don't know what I'll ask my future self, man. Be honest with you. All jokes aside, I
Well,
don't
first of
know.
all, I want to know how far in the future, right? Are we talking like 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, 2 days,
What
5 minutes? Like
what
I don't know. I need to know that.
what about 5 years? What if you did 5 years? If you can ask yourself, if you can go talk to yourself 5 years from now, what would you ask yourself?
Did you finally get the business? Like, is it finally making some money where it is doing what it needs to do, and all these ideas that you didn't come up with have finally come to fruition? So it shows that your hard work paid off.
Why is that?
Why is
Like
what?
why would you ask yourself that now, 5 years from now? Is it because you would stop doing what you're doing now? Or is it because you just need to know because you're tired of grinding?
No, because I'm about to start some stuff up, and I'm hoping this stuff starts and it works.
Mm, mm,
So I mean, this is part of that stuff we're starting, right? So this is part
hmm
of the grind. So Guy the podcast is part of it. Um, Media is always a good thing to be in. So if you can get
mm.
in part of that media, um, and then like I said, man, I got to get this event space, Platinum Premier Events. You guys got any events out there? Holler at your boy. Bartending service. We do the whole state of Oregon and the whole state of Washington. By the way, I should have been putting this in there a long time ago. Um, Definitely should have. I even had the whole script thing written out. I don't even know what I did with it. But
Yeah.
anyway, but yeah, just those things, man. Just making sure that not mainly that, but it got a nest egg that I have something that I can leave.
So
Like a
so
lot of times, um, especially as black men, we don't have stuff
hmm
left. Like we
hmm
don't. That's not something that we're looking for because everything we do is in the moment,
Yep.
living for the now, majority of the time. So
Yep.
being in a situation where I could build that nest egg where there's actually something that they can do with it. It may not be enough, but $5 here or there, enough for gas. but but little something so they can't just be like, oh well, we're going ahead and grind him up anyway. Dad, you
Yeah.
gonna owe us? Got to pay you back, and I'm dead. Like what? Don't make no sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'll ask myself 5, 10 years from now. I do plan for the future for the most part, but I also make sure I live in the moment because the future's not guaranteed to you, right? And I think, there's friends I have that will save everything, right? We're saving it for retirement, but you may not even make it to retire, right?
That's
So
true.
why? You see what I'm saying? So I
There's a
don't know,
small
like.
percentage that actually do make it. I mean, not a small, but
Exactly. So I don't know.
especially this day.
For me, like I gotta live my life now, right? Like you gotta live your life daily, live it now, be in the moment, be present, right? Because if you don't, man, like the future's not
Yeah,
guaranteed to you. Shit, I woke up, my legs hurt, right? Like I'm just saying, man,
yeah. No, I
it's
agree.
not guaranteed to you. So while I'm healthy, why God's been good to me, I have to live my life now, right? Like, and I have to like that's just who I am. So yeah, do I think 5 years from now? Do I think 10 years from now? Yeah, I do. Frequently. Um, but at the same time, I also make sure I stay present. That's important.
If you could have a conversation with a historic figure, who would it be, and what would you ask?
A historic figure. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I want to have a conversation with this historic figure. Yeah, as I sit back and I think about it,
Be like, Will, did you really have sex with 1,000 women?
you know,
I'm just joking.
I don't know. But because I think it's one of those things that they did some crazy stuff in their time, and some of it is catching up on them now, right? That's the whole purpose of this whole Me Too, to catch them people from the '60s and '70s, right?
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't think I want to have that conversation right now.
I mean, what are you asking them?
Shit, I don't know. That's the problem.
You know what? I would actually like to have a two-way conversation with Martin Luther King and Malcolm
Ooh,
X.
ooh. But
And my question
how?
to them would be, how do you see us in the next 5 years?
Mm,
And then so on and so forth, because they always had a different message, but the same point, right?
mm,
They had a different message of getting it to you,
mm-hmm,
but it was the same point. Like they're both were trying to do the same thing,
mm-hmm.
but they're just having different ways about going it with it. And so
Yeah.
you know what when I as I'm thinking about it, I used to watch all these historic channels. You see how black people started gangs way back just to protect themselves because they were black people growing up in neighborhoods where they were segregated, and so they had to start protecting themselves. So
Yeah.
they started these gangs, and these gangs weren't meant to be like they are today. Obviously, they're
Yep.
definitely meant to be just hey, I got you if this happens. Black people protecting black people,
Make
so
you
forth
feel
and
like
so
you're
on.
part of a group. Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
But it's transformed that situation to something that's been totally crazy, where you got you know gangs everywhere, killings everywhere.
Yep.
Like the whole point of that was not to be that, and so everything's been transformed from the good way of doing it and leading up and made it seem bad. Just like if you protest, everybody seems it's a bad thing, but they're doing it in a
Mm-hmm.
good way. It's just the people in the background that are coming through making the protest seem like it's bad. So
Yeah.
everything that you try to do a good, there's always something that comes bad to make that good not seem like it was supposed to be meant for.
And Jamesia said MLK didn't get me too, so that's a good person.
Well, that's good.
Oh man, that's a good point, man. I don't know, man. Like I don't know. No one has to answer to stopping the violence, right? Like protesting should be good, but it doesn't seem like it always turns out good, right? It starts good,
Yeah,
but it rarely ever finish good, and I
and
think
that's what
that's
I
the
mean. Like
problem.
it's a
Yeah,
purpose to make it be that way.
yeah, yeah. No, I
Like
hear you on
there's
that.
always like there's all like I be thinking actually these are some of the stuff I think about. I'd be thinking out loud, but I'd be like waking up and like, man, is there ever a day where everybody wakes up and be like, you know what? I'm just gonna be nice. I'm gonna be the nicest person today. I'm not killing nobody. There's nobody getting killed. Nobody's dying today.
I've
Like this
asked
is the
myself that
day
too.
that
Yep.
nothing happens.
Yep.
Nothing bad happens to nobody. Like everybody has just one good day.
Yeah, I've asked
That
myself
just
that too.
never happens.
Yeah, yeah, that's. I think,
And no
but
one ever asks that. Like, why does that never happen? Like, is there a day like everybody wakes up and nothing bad happens?
what's crazy is if you think about it though, Christmas it's usually minimum. It still happens, but it's not as much on that day. So there's some positive, right? There's some positive there.
Well, yeah.
What else? What other questions we got? That was a tough one, man. I don't know. Now I got to think through that one.
There's another thinking one. What's your most treasured memory?
I feel like you've asked this question before, man.
Did I?
Yeah, I think you know, I think it would depends on the time of season you're referring to, right? because I feel like I've had treasure memories. I can go back
Your
from I
most treasured
that's the
memory.
thing. I don't think you'll ever have a most one, right? Because it's seasonal, right? Like your memories are seasonal, bro. I don't think you'll have a most one, right? Like I can go back to talk about high school, right, and championships and stuff like that, and then I can go talk about my wife, right, my marriage, right, or my kid, or just like as you think about it, like I don't have a most, man. It's all seasonal.
My most. Uh, I had a conversation with my grandpa. I
Yep.
was 10 years old,
Yep.
I believe.
You talked about it last week
I
while he
did.
was a little bit intoxicated.
Oh, I don't remember it. Well, that well, that's good. I didn't even tell you I didn't rewatch the show, so I don't even know
Yeah,
what I said
yeah,
on there. So,
yeah,
but yeah,
yeah,
that's my most treasured memory. The conversation we
yeah,
had, the words that was said, sunk deep and held true. So
yeah, yeah.
it did shape. I mean, you like I said, like you said, there's always other memories. There's always other stuff, but there's going to be something that was the main thing that stood out through all those.
Mm-hmm.
That was like, okay, this was a turning point, or this was something that stood through. The
Mm-hmm.
words rain deep. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
That was my
yeah. So I don't know. It's just a seasonal thing, man. If you sit back and you think about those things and you talk about your memories, that's the whole purpose of life. That's why you go on vacations. That's why you live it, right? It's to build those memories because when
That's
you're
why you
all
take
gone,
pictures and record
yeah,
because you may not remember them.
yeah. Well, I typically don't take pictures. I don't. That's one thing I hate is pictures, by the way. Um,
Oh, we know people who take pictures.
yeah, I think everybody that knows me know
Good
I hate
gosh,
pictures, man.
that
Yeah,
guy that guy
but
gets everything of me recorded. Let's put it
yeah,
that way.
yeah. But it's that moment with me, right? Like again, I just remember the moments, right? Like, yeah.
Dang, I asked that question though. That's interesting. But I never did it. Oh, did I ask this one? If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be and why?
uh, I wouldn't change nothing about me. Not a single thing. Not a single thing, bro. Because everything that I've done, everything that has happened to me, it's built me for today. And that's not, I know yesterday my wife was like, sometimes I don't, I give the political answer. That's the real answer, man. Like yesterday
Quit being
conversation.
so stiff.
Yeah, yeah. But I wouldn't change anything about me, man, because I think everything about me is what has built me to this day, this moment, right? My life, right? Like everything that has happened,
I can just
good,
hear it
bad,
now.
yeah,
Boo.
but good, bad, right, or wrong, like right, like you can sit around and say, "Oh man, I would love to change my personality, my attitude." Like people complain about those things, but also that's what makes you you. If
I
you
ain't changing
think
my
about it,
attitude.
right? Like that's what makes you you, right? Like so, then that's what makes everybody you, right? Like if I went back and I changed one thing about myself, or I wish I can change one thing about myself, that may change my entire trajectory if you think about it, right? And it could be good, it could be bad. No one knows. Um, but I wouldn't change anything about myself, man. I love myself. Well, maybe these legs wouldn't be so sore, but I love myself, man. I'm telling you, man. I love everything there is about me, good, bad, right around,
um. Okay, I like that. That's good. I'm gonna say if I could change, let's see, one thing, I would tone. I'm not gonna quite change it. I'm gonna tone it down. My stubbornness. I'm gonna tone it
man.
down.
Bro, you're a Capricorn, bro.
I can't change it. I'm gonna tone it down though. I
Nah,
just
you're a
can't tone it
Capricorn,
down.
man. Nah, if that's the case, say you want to be born in a different month.
Like I'm gonna tone it down. I can say
Mm-mm.
yes sometimes. No is not always my word of vocabulary.
Oh
uh,
man, I'm telling you, bro. You're a Capricorn, man, and and
I am.
and I, and I don't like. Here's the thing: I don't read a lot of zodiac signs and stuff, but it talks about Capricorns being stubborn,
Oh, I know.
and I think about my mom. I think about all of my cousins, because we're all born a day apart for
Oh,
whatever
dang.
reason. I don't know what my parents was doing,
Also
or
crazy
my
party.
or the sisters and brothers was doing at the moment. But again, we're all like a day apart. Like I
Wow.
kid you not, I got like four cousins, first cousins on top of that, where we're all a single day apart, like from January 12th to like January 19th.
Damn.
It's a different cousin's birthday. So they were
Oh,
all in the hospital at the same time. We're all stubborn, bro, in our own ways. Good, bad, right, or wrong. We're all stubborn. And I think that's the crazy thing. Right. So yeah, I think that's the crazy thing, man.
just toning it down.
Yeah, yeah. So
Can't change it. I can tone it.
I don't think I can tone it down, man. I mean, I'm gonna get in my way, but I do control it better. I think that's the biggest thing. Control, right? Control those moments.
I'm gonna tone it down. Just tone it.
Yeah,
Kids,
nah.
Dad, all you say is no. Okay, no, I don't. I say yes sometimes. When?
I've always been told it's how you say it.
Oh, no, that's also me.
That's what I've always been
Your
told, bro.
tone. Your
I've always
tone.
been told. I've
Why
always
are you
been told.
yelling? I just talk loud. No, you're yelling at us.
Yep, yep. They always say it's
I said,
how
you
you
know when
say
I'm
it.
yelling at you, it'll be a whole different tone.
They always say it, bro. It's how you say it, bro. It's how you say it. I hear that all the time. So I'll if I can control it, I think that will probably be better.
Yeah, toning it down. Whew.
All right. Before we take our shots, bro, we got our
I
cut
had a
of
lot
the
of shots.
week.
I'm cutting a
Um,
lot of people. Actually,
we got our
nope.
cut of the
You know
week.
what? I'm not even doing what we had said last night. Nope.
I you
Not even
know
giving them time of day.
I actually am.
No, I'm not.
Um,
I'm not giving the time of day.
here's the thing.
Who I'm cutting is the Karen over across the street who called the cops on my guy for having a mariachi band performing,
wait. They
and the
called the cops
cops showed up at 9, and then again at 9:55 or
this
9:30.
morning,
No, last night.
last night.
It wasn't even 10 o'clock
So he had his mariachi band, and somebody
on a
called the
Saturday.
cops. And
Yes,
somebody called the cops.
yes.
Nah, that's messed up.
And then the
That's
cop gonna try to say, "Oh, you need to have a." And if anybody know cops, go ahead and call in and let me know, or message or something. But he was
yeah.
like, "Yeah, you got to have a some kind of paperwork that says you got some kind of thing." I'm like, when did that happen?
For a mariachi band, bro.
When do we got to have a go to the thing to get a city thing ordinance for? He's like, if you got to have certain, you can only have one speaker on at this time, two speakers at this time. What?
Cut her ass.
And then
Cut Karen.
I was like, dang, they must not really like you because I be playing my music loud. He goes, yeah, and yours is Monday
Hmm.
through Friday.
Hmm.
I'm like, yeah, it is Monday through Friday.
Yeah, yeah. You should cut her because that's
So,
messed up.
and I was like, she's in the world of hurt for Friday. Yikes
Yeah, yeah. That's messed up. Look like your
for
block
them.
party.
Let me
Look
put
like your
them.
block party gonna be over by 8.
My body ain't over there. They better go. They better go to that other house.
You know what? We didn't talk about a topic that we talked about yesterday at dinner. Um, and I don't even know the dude, and I ain't gonna mention the dude name or whatnot, but you know who you are if you are listening to this, or if it do get back with you. Here's what I'm gonna say. From a brother to a brother, right? Have some respect. That's all I'm gonna say. Bottom line, and we're not gonna talk a lot about it, but when you start to talk about a person's podcast trash when you haven't even heard an episode, or you don't even know the person, right? That just kind of speak to the person you are, right? And this is me being political and as nice as I can the way I'm gonna say this. But at the end of the day, fuck you, bro. Like I'm just gonna be real honest with you. First and foremost, to Jenny, and I ain't got no bit, I ain't got no problem saying it. For the person that have a problem with posting a sexual um, predator moving in next to you, you you're the problem at the end of the day. Because obviously, if I have a 9-year-old daughter, or in fact, I have an 11-year-old niece that's always over here. I have a 1-year-old niece that comes over who's also going to grow up. I have nephews as well. And if I know there's a sexual predator that's living next to me or whatnot, I'm probably going to treat them a little bit different when they say, "Hey, Uncle Mo, can we walk to the store by ourselves?" So, I'm not going to get too deep into it because I can spend a whole hour on that conversation. But if you got a problem with people posting stuff like that on social media to try and keep other kids safe, then you're the problem. And I'm gonna be straight up with you, bro. When you start to talk about our show, when you know nothing about me, or Marcus or Jenny or whatnot, then you're definitely the problem, right? So you do your thing. We're gonna continue to do our thing. We're gonna continue to spread love, peace. But I'm gonna be honest, fuck you, bro. Like, I'm just gonna be real honest with you. Sorry about my language. If any of my players are on, nothing you guys haven't heard before, but at the end of the day, go do your thing, but don't talk negative about people that you don't know, because it's sad. It's sad. It's a sad world that we're in, and it's even sadder when you're black, and your brother, and you're just seeing other black people just trying to do good stuff, right? If anything, spread the positive cheer, and hopefully someone can gain ground off of it. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But Jenny, keep doing what you're doing. It is what it is.
On that note,
Hold up, I gotta determine what I'm taking a shot of
oh
tonight. Give
wow,
me a sec. Give me a
I thought
second.
you I thought you already had it poured up.
Nah, nah.
Hey, I want to appreciate you guys for listening in again to the podcast. Please subscribe, like, pass the word. It's always a good vibe. Like I said, sometimes it's crazy I don't remember it. You just pop the top on something new.
I did. No, I did not pop the top, but hopefully I can get a sponsor. Grey Goose, I'm back on you tonight, baby. Give me
Oh,
a
he said
sponsor.
he literally said he was not even drinking vodka. He literally just said that. But I
It was
drink.
cold.
Hey,
It was cold, and they want to open up a
I
fresh
drank
bottle.
tequila last night. Oh man, it was insane. It was getting crazy. The
Uh
neighbors
oh.
came
So
through for
you're.
the birthday. I had shot. We was shot, 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 shot. The one guy's like, "I'm gonna send you a bottle of tequila." I was like, "Okay." Now then I was just drinking them.
I hear
I
you,
don't even.
man.
I don't even know. I don't even know. Like you would have thought after the drinks, the doubles and stuff, the hennies came back in that, I would not be. I would not have made it today. But I woke up. I
Yep.
was like, "Oh,
Yep.
I-
All right. Hey, love you guys. Have a good week at work. We'll holler at you next week. Later, Marcus.
peace. We out. Appreciate y'all."
That was strong. Oh, chest hurt.